Let's talk about something really tough. Heartbreak. It's got to be one of the most painful, most confusing things we go through, right? When a relationship you poured your heart into just ends, it honestly feels like your world is caving in. So today, we're going to try to navigate this feeling and hopefully find some peace and understanding from a place of faith. And the thing is, this pain, it's not just in your head, it's physical. You can actually feel it, this heavy ache in your chest, this weight on your shoulders. It's a feeling so many of us know. And if that's you right now, please know what you're feeling is 100% real and valid. Because letting go is just incredibly hard. And when you're a person of faith, right in the middle of all that hurt, this really deep and sometimes agonizing question starts to bubble up. And that's the question that echoes, isn't it? In those quiet moments, in that empty space where they used to be. It's not a doubt, it's a genuine plea, just trying to understand a divine plan that, from where you're standing, feels really, really painful. So where do we even begin to find an answer? Well, it's so important to get this straight. Asking that question doesn't mean your faith is weak. Not at all. It's actually an honest search for wisdom. It's you trying to see past your own hurt, to trust that there has to be a purpose in this, even if you can't see it yet. And this leads us to a really powerful idea, kind of a complete shift in how we look at this. What if what feels like a devastating loss is actually a hidden mercy? What if we could reframe this heartbreak not as a punishment, but as a form of divine intervention, of protection? Okay, so how on earth can something that hurts so much actually be a mercy? It sounds like a contradiction, I know, but let's break down a few reasons, looking at it through this new lens, starting with the idea of protection. Look, you might have loved this person with everything you had, but Allah, He sees the whole roadmap. He sees the turns you can't see yet. He knows the pain that might have been waiting for you down the line, the fights you didn't have, the deeper heartache that you were just saved from. So maybe their removal wasn't a loss. Maybe it was a shield. And this verse from the Quran, it's like a direct reminder of exactly that. Our knowledge is just so limited. We might be crying over something that was actually going to harm us in the long run. And trusting in His all-encompassing knowledge over our temporary feelings, that's a huge act of faith. All right, so that's one reason. Here's a second one, and it's all about our hearts. You see, the human heart was designed to be attached to the one who never leaves, who never disappoints. And sometimes, without even realizing it, we start depending on another person for our happiness, our peace, our self-worth. When that happens, Allah might gently intervene and remove that person to help us redirect our hearts back to the only true, unbreakable source of peace. I mean, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Everything in this world, every attachment is temporary. It's fragile. And the pain we feel when those attachments break, it's a powerful wake-up call, reminding us to anchor ourselves to what's eternal, to the Creator, not the creation. Now, I want you to think back for a second. Have you ever prayed istikhara? Have you ever just made a sincere prayer asking Allah, Ya Allah, show me what's good for me and please just take away whatever is bad for me? Well, the end of that relationship? It might not have been some random, cruel event. It could have been the direct, literal answer to your own prayer, even if the answer hurt more than you ever expected. Okay, we have to pause here and make a really important distinction. Because everything we've talked about so far is about loss that kind of happens to you. But sometimes the test isn't about patiently enduring a loss. The test is having the strength to get up and walk away yourself. I want you to really hear this. This is a direct quote from someone advising a person who is in an abusive situation. It's a stark, chilling warning that some relationships aren't just a bad fit. They are actively dangerous. What you think is love might actually be a pattern of control, manipulation, and destruction. Let's be crystal clear about this. Islam gives us a standard for what a partnership should look like. It's built on being a protector, a maintainer, on peace, and on dignity. If what you're experiencing is control, insults, threats, and constant humiliation, that is not the Islamic ideal. The contrast is night and day. And this is such a powerful, critical way to reframe it. Please listen to this. Enduring abuse is not your divine destiny, your Qadr. The test from Allah is whether you have the faith in Him and the respect for yourself to recognize the harm, to choose your safety, and to leave. Passing this test means walking away. So, okay, whether you were left
or you were the one who had to find the strength to leave. The question is, what now? This is where we have to learn to trust in a divine timeline, to believe that there's a perfect wisdom in how our lives unfold.
And this is where understanding the concept of al-Qadr is so, so important. It's this core belief that everything, past, present, and future, is already known to Allah. It's all written. Now, this doesn't cancel out our free will, but what it should do is give our hearts this deep sense of calm, knowing that a master planner is at work.
You know, it's easy to feel like you're being delayed or left behind when you're alone. But what if that's not what's happening at all? What if this time isn't a punishment? What if it's preparation? Maybe Allah is using this time to build you, to heal you, to develop you into the person you need to be for the beautiful story He has written for you. It's not a delay, it's development.
And all of this, it brings us to a really beautiful and hopeful place. Because our faith is filled with this promise, that if you are patient, you will be rewarded. And that whatever you let go of for the sake of Allah, He will always, always replace it with something better.
And this verse from the Quran, wow, it's the ultimate comfort, isn't it? Everything that's with us, people, things, feelings, it's all temporary. It will vanish. But what is with Allah? His love, His peace, His reward, that is what lasts forever. By letting go of what has to vanish, we're actually making room in our hearts for what will endure.
So I want to leave you with this. Let's completely flip the question we started with. Instead of focusing on the pain of why did they leave me, what if we shifted our entire perspective to gratitude and asked, what was Allah saving me from? Seeing it that way, seeing your heartbreak as a hidden mercy, that can change everything. It can heal your past, bring peace to your present, and give you so much hope for the future that is still being written just for you.